So we're going to put the vehicle in parking brake maintenance mode on my 2016 Ford F150 XL. I have an actual key, not a button. And this is what you do. I'm going to set you guys here because it's hard to film otherwise. But there's the dash. You're going to have the vehicle on accessory mode. You're going to push the parking brake button and accelerator pedal. And then turn it off, turn it on, keep holding the button and pedal down. And there we have it. Once that pops up, you can let go of everything. And yeah, it's in parking brake maintenance mode, and that's how you do that. Now what I need to do is just jack the car up, use a jack stand or a couple jack stands because I get a little paranoid about that, and take the rim off. It's that simple. I have aftermarket, so I will just get the tool and go ahead and do that. And it's actually easier to break the lug nuts if you're doing it by hand while this is on the ground with the weight of the vehicle. Just you break them, get them loose, and then go ahead and jack it up. So after you have the vehicle jacked up and also jack stand safety, here's your rotor. Mine doesn't feel that bad. I'm going to just go ahead and throw on some brake pads. That's your call. If you're doing it yourself, a lot of times I believe just replace them because you're saving so much money doing this yourself that, just replace everything. But I'm kind of just wanting to get this done. I need it done. I need to use the vehicle. And the pads are pretty down. And what you'll need is a 13 mil socket. Yes, that's 13 mil. Some people said 14. It's 13. This is a 2016. And I've read a lot of people say, no, it's a 13, it's a 14, and it's a 13. So you can just take off one of these, swivel this out of the way, and go ahead, go about it. Or you can take off that one, and this whole piece comes off. And then use a C-clamp, and we'll briefly show that. And just change the pads. It's really that easy. It's that easy. As long as you can get your rear parking brakes in a maintenance mode. Unlike my Volvo we owned, where you actually had to take off the unit and wind it. It was kind of a pain. You can do that though. You probably can do that even with these. Manually wind it, but that's a whole extra process. That's dealing with torques usually that will get seized, and it's just a mess when it's under the car like this. So this is really easy. So thank you, Ford, for having something easy on this. So one thing you'll want is a 17 millimeter. You're like, why aren't you using that, Mark? Well, because this head is too thick. My nice wrenches are too thick. So I couldn't find a cheap one that is 17 mil or close to that would fit in between that spot. All you're doing is holding this. It shouldn't be on there tight where you need a lot of force. So something small like this, get on there, and then go ahead, use your 13 mil, and you can just let go that way even. And I'll put it back on there, but doing this one hand, it fell off. But anyways, I'll just take it off that way, and that works. So I took my C-clamp, just get these from Harbor Freight, and from the backside to there, it doesn't take much pressure. So don't worry about the composite plastic material back here. You go all the way in. You're not cranking it. Don't go crazy. Just go a little bit. You'll hear the fluid go through the line, and that will be returned. So you'll have room to put on your much thicker pads. Here's the pads. We can pull these out. And I still actually have some life, but it was giving some squealing. I'm at 80 something thousand miles. So I figured, well, might as well replace them. Yeah, I think it's down low right there. So I don't know. I mean, there's some life in them. Maybe the backside is worn a little more or something. It should be basically even. But of course, trying to get them out with one hand. There we go. Just kind of. There we go. Here's the back one. Okay, okay. Not as bad as I would have thought, but definitely pretty worn. I'll go get the new ones and we'll compare them. So here we have the BOSCH Quiet, what is it called? QuietCast pads right there. You need to look it up. And here's the OEM ones. You can tell the thickness there. Big difference. So, yep, it's time to change them. Don't be cheap. I mean, yeah, you could go further, but why? Why? I typically, like I said, would even change the rotor. I'm just needing to get this done. And yeah, I didn't want to mess around with this too long, but I'll probably just do that at some point. I know people will be like, don't mix and match your rotors. But I don't know. I do it on a motorcycle. Never had an issue. Never had an issue on other cars. So to each their own there. But yeah, that's it. That's how the BOSCH comes with new hardware. So we'll change that out. There's probably better how-to step-by-step videos to hold your hand. I'm just giving you that, hey, this is basically the same on the 2016. I've had no differences, and this is how it looks on the 2016 XL FX4 off-road package. So with the electronic parking brake. So I got the new hardware on. I got the new pads on. I got the piston for the caliper pushed back in. And I got these lubed up. I use this, which you can get at your automotive parts store. I've had this for a while. It's high temp. It's going to work a lot better than probably the stuff they give you. So if you want to invest in that, you'll probably own that for the rest of your life, if not most of your life. So it's worthwhile. So just a short, sweet video. It's all back together. You put back in your 13 mil bolts. You hold that down, but you don't need to hold it much, because once that grips, then you tighten and you're good. You're good. Don't over tighten. Don't want to break it off. And I don't know why they make it with a flanger where it's hard to get on a real wrench that's thick, and I don't want to grind this one down. So there we have it. It's all back together. I will toss on the wheel and lower this side, do the next side, and really, without videoing, it's probably like a 10-15 minute job. Maybe a 20-minute job, 30-minute job if you have to find all your tools, because my garage is a mess. Too much stuff in here. So there we have it. Hopefully this helped you out and gave you reassurance on a 2016 Ford F150 FX4 XL vehicle that it's basically the same procedure as everyone else. So there you have it. Have a good one. Bye.